What is going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to be exploring one of my favorite neighborhoods in New York City, which is the Greenwich Village. It's a pretty nice neighborhood, and it's also home to New York University, Washington Square Park, and then if we go to the west area, it usually turns into West Village. And one thing about this neighborhood, it has some beautiful architecture, you know, a lot of nice shops, a lot of restaurants. So without further ado, I'm going to take you guys with me, so join me. So as soon as you were to get off of the PATH train, this is what you see, some beautiful architecture. Then you're going to head over that way, which is 5th Avenue. And then once you merge to the right, is one of my favorite parts in New York City, which is Washington Square Park. And you will see like a lot of street performers, a lot of activity going on. I was going to film yesterday, but the weather was nasty. But today the weather for December is like 53 degrees. So it's pretty warm today and unusual, but I think it's a perfect day to show you the neighborhood when it's sunny outside. So let's see what can we find. So over here is 5th Avenue. You know, 5th Avenue goes all the way to Midtown Manhattan and it ends right here by Washington Square Park. So it's pretty sunny over here. You know, the sun is hitting me. A lot of residential area, and then we're gonna see what's happening in the park. Yesterday was not really much people, but maybe today it might be a little bit more busier than yesterday, you know, due to the weather being a little bit more stable today. But before I make it to the park, I'll do a little detour over here because I want to show you some nice architecture happening over here. Then I'm gonna merge into a little tiny street that's like a hidden gem to show you what's going on, and then I'll show you the park. So this is the architecture I want to show you. It's like a nice structural building right here. The details, it makes you feel like if you're, I don't know, somewhere else, like in a European country, you know. All the structures of buildings in the corner. I walk here many times and I always admire what we have over here, you know, with the architecture. So now I'm walking the other angle of the building and it looks pretty nice. You can see what's happening. I think it's all part of University of New York. Then over here where the people are going, this is an interesting street that I want to show you guys. Over here, it's like it feels like you're in somewhere else, like in another world. Once you get in here, you get this. Wow. Beautiful street with cobblestones, which is pretty nice. You would never thought it's right here, you know, hidden gem, and look at the structure of buildings. Makes you feel like you're somewhere else, you know. Then I think this might be one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite neighborhoods in New York City, you know, because of the beautiful architecture and everything that it has to offer, you know. The term that it has a university, has a park, and you see all types of people hanging out here, and the vibes, you know, it's just really unique. So all the neighborhoods in Manhattan, this might be one of my favorites, if not the favorite one. So loving it so far over here. And this little tiny street is literally within a block of Washington Square Park. But I'm heading back to 5th Avenue. Make a left, and over there should be the park that has the famous arch. There are a lot of people, they go and take pictures, and they still have the Christmas tree, you know. In a few days, it's gonna be in the New Year, so this video will be uploaded a little bit late, but let's see what's happening around the park. And I made it back to 5th Avenue. And one of the tricks of this arch in Washington Square Park is if you were to stand over here and look at the other side, you will see the Freedom Tower. But if you're staying in the park and you look ahead, underneath the arch, you're gonna see the Empire State Building, which is like right behind me. But right here, it's pretty busy today, you know, because the weather is pretty nice. So gonna walk around here, this beautiful historic park, and you can see right here what's going on. So today is really nice. In the summertime, they would turn on the fountain in the middle, but because it's winter, that's not happening now. You know, you never get bored of this. And then it's surrounded by beautiful architecture right here, but we're gonna walk around the park to see what else is happening. And now I'm making it inside the park, and so far, you know, I'm loving what I've seen today. Well, I almost tripped there. I'm loving what I'm seeing today. So far, I see a lot of people compared to yesterday. Like I said, yesterday, it was raining. This is where you get it in the other angle. Then over there, I don't know if you can see at the end, that's the Empire State Building. So if you were to stand a little bit more forward by the fountain, then you could get a nice shot over there. Just like the same way a lot of people, they go to Brooklyn and they take pictures of Dumbo. Over here, you get the vibes that's happening. Street performers, vendors. Wow, it's really crowded today. Because it's so unreal to get a lot of people during the winter time to get a nice weather like this, and you see people skating. But yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen this much people. Usually in the summer, this will be jam-packed and this will be like a good place to hang out. You can spend the whole day here and never get bored, you know. Like myself, I never get bored of this neighborhood. I love it. And you see people from all walks of life here, but mostly a lot of young people hang out here. Due to the university and the good buzz, like you can see, you know, young generation skating. And then over there you get the view of the Washington Square Park. In the summertime, this will be like a fountain over here, lit up. Also for 420, you will be bumping people to people because this park gets like super, super packed. Like I say, no matter what time of the year, I always love coming here. This is probably one, if not my favorite park in the entire New York City, just because of the cool vibes that you get over here. But that was a bit of Washington Square Park. Now I'm gonna make it to another small street around here. It's called Mac Dougal Street. And if you walk, they got a lot of restaurants and affordable prices, I guess, you know, because for the college students. But I want to show you another trick if you stand in one of these regular streets here. So I'm not sure how you can see it, but if you were to stand in some of these streets, you can see the Freedom Tower lining up literally in the middle. So it would be a perfect spot for an Instagram haven. But I think if you go a block ahead, it should even be like a better shot. I'm telling you, kind of giving me some spring vibes, and it's not even the beginning of the winter. You know, I just love when the weather's just nice, you know. But hey, let's keep walking forward to see what else can we find today. Then this street is Sullivan Street, and you can see it right there lining up. Too bad the GoPro doesn't zoom, but you can see how the Freedom Tower lines up right there in the center of the street. So perfect for you to get a nice shot. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, you guys, is in Washington Square Park, they got this famous South Indian cuisine vegetarian food truck that's called, I think it's called Dosas or NYC Dosas, and there's always like a lot of people lining up. I can see it right there ahead of me. But usually I think the trick is try to come early so you can get food. So I guess he sells until he finished. I don't know how much you can see. But this is the food court. Look at the people lining up. This guy's really famous on Instagram. So the guy who sells that, he's originally from Sri Lanka, but you know, he made some great food, you know, South Indian cuisine, and I had a chance to try it like a couple of years ago, and I was gonna film it, but unfortunately it was raining. But maybe one day I'll come back early and give it a try. But now let's just make it to Mac Dougal Street to see what's happening. In the nighttime it's even nicer, you know. This neighborhood has a really brilliant nightlife, you know, always bustling. But let's see what the vibes looks like during the daytime. So here in the street you'll see a lot of nightlife. And it looks super different, and the sun is literally like lining up, so you can't really get much of a view. But I'm gonna try to make it ahead and show you guys what's going on. So here you can see they got a Belgian joint, a couple of restaurants. Even across the street they got more happening, and they got like the outdoor dining. Today is slow, but look, they got also like a taco joint, Ethiopian food, which I never had. And it keeps going over here. Then I think there's a pizzeria across the street. We got more and more restaurants. I've tried some of the restaurants here and they're pretty good. And they have like pretty decent prices. Like if you were to come like in the evening, it's like literally you'll see this all crowded up with people. There's like a really cool vibe, a lot happening. But now I'm gonna make it to 6th Avenue to show you what's going on over that way. And then we're gonna merge into the other side of the neighborhood, which they also call it the West Village. This is 6th Avenue over here, another busy area. And another thing, they got a lot of restaurants that they be closing like late. Like if people go out to bars or anything and they're hungry in the nighttime, they can grab a bite, usually in this side of the street. The one thing about the neighborhood between Greenwich Village and West Village is that the streets compared to the ones in Midtown, they're not parallel. They could do like crisscross, so it's like you could get a little bit lost, but if you get familiar with the area, you know, then you'll get used to it and you get a hang of it. Here they got a basketball court, and in the summer they be doing big tournaments, you know, W4, West 4th right here. So today not much happening, you know, a couple of people playing basketball. But yeah, And now I'm gonna cross the street and make it back and show you probably Bleeker Street, then make it more around the West Village. And this place here changed a lot. Papaya Dog, it used to be different, but they renovated and made the place a little bit smaller. And here you see like a lot of business happening. And then this is the place where me and Carl from Santos Chronicles, we got the $1.50 pizza. And to my surprise, you know, it was really good for $1.50, and the pizza was pretty, you know, the way how the toppings were, the way how the toppings were, they never fell apart. So that's something that I like when I eat pizza. And that pizza for $1.50 was stable. So like if you want to get like a little snack that will hold you up, then that's like a good spot to go. You know, here we got a couple of bakeries and pastry shop. And if you merge over here, there's an iconic Joe's Pizza, which you got it all over. And as always gonna be packed, so I'll show you the crowds that's happening over here. Got it right here, Joe's Pizza. And that's a crowd of people, but like I say, in my opinion, they got a lot of pizzeria joints that are probably better than Joe's Pizza, but I guess because it's famous. See, the line keeps going all the way ahead. The line keeps going, and then to my left, this is like a new coffee shop that I've never seen, and it's packed too. So when you see a lot of people, it must be like really good. So maybe one day I'll give it a shot. So here's a little plaza that people can hang out. Well, I've never seen so many tourists here before. Usually it's the locals. But I guess the people, they grab like themselves a slice of pizza and they come hang out in this little tiny park over here. In the summertime, you'll see like the fountain. But yep, today's pretty lovely to be hanging out here. I guess, you know, due to the weather, that is pretty pleasant. But yeah, like I say, we're kind of like at the borderline of the West Village. So the streets, you know, you can see what's happening. One street goes that way, the other one goes that way, then another one goes that way. But this is Bleeker Street, so we're gonna make it a Bleeker Street. And then we're probably gonna merge into some of the regular streets near 7th Avenue to see what's going on. Then this over here is Bleeker Street, and it keeps going all the way to the end. So, and the cool thing is they have a bike lane right here. And a couple of restaurants, like a kebab joint. And then ahead in the corner, there's also another pizzeria that I heard a lot, and I had a chance to try it, and it's pretty good, which is called Bleeker Street Pizza. It used to be a little bit bigger, but they developed and they made it a little bit smaller. But it's also like a hidden gem, and it's also like a lot of people and more like a local vibe. I think the difference is the quality of the cheese that they use in that pizza. I think that's what makes it different from any other pizzerias that are around. So. And one thing I noticed about this neighborhood is that it got tons of pizzerias and probably one of the best around. And then there's one over here that I heard that's really good, John's Pizzeria, but I want to show you what's going on over there, like that massive line that's happening. Wow, that's just intense. Pizzeria's right there, and the line goes all the way up there. Today and a Friday evening. So imagine in a weekend on the summertime. But you got tons of options in terms of food right here. Pizza, got Indian food around here, a couple of little small shops, also taco joints. And then if you look at some of the regular streets, it's beautiful. And 7th Avenue is right there. And then it'll be making more of a detour around the West Village. And like I say, this is 7th Avenue, but if you merge in one of the regular streets, they're pretty small and tiny. But I'm gonna walk a block ahead to show you what's going on. Yesterday I walked and I saw like some pretty nice architecture, and it's pretty peaceful and quiet. But due to the weather, I think some of the tourist attractions are gonna be really crowded today, that I'm gonna show you guys in a bit. So I'm making a detour now in Commerce Street. You see the busy 7th Avenue, but then once you merge into some of these little streets here, Greenwich Village, but they call this area more the West Village, this is what you get. Peaceful and quiet, and like the architecture over here is just beautiful. You can see how small the streets are. So I'm gonna show you what's happening around here. And then like I said, pretty beautiful street, and then something unusual is that the street goes like this and there's no ending. It literally does like a right turn in the corner, and you see a lot of people wandering around. The good thing is that it's quiet around here, so you could just wander around, take your pictures without the crowds bothering you. Compared to Midtown, you know, it's always crowded no matter what. But this corner over here looks pretty beautiful, you know. Houses, then you got another street there to look at and some beautiful architecture. tell you, you can't really get enough of these small streets over here, like just walking around, see all the beauty right here, and you can have a blast exploring all types of neighborhoods, you know. I can tell you, New York City never stops to impress me with the diversity and everything it has to offer, so never get bored around here. I gotta tell you, believe it or not, I'm starting to sweat a little bit. That's how warm it is outside, you know, but pretty pleasant. But now I'm gonna make it a Bedford Street, which is right here. And this street is pretty famous because if you guys ever watched the series Friends, the apartment is right here. And it's crazy because I walk around the street many times and I never knew the apartment was right here until my friend called for Santa's Chronicle, tell me, hey, do you know where the Friends apartment is? Because we know he came in, I toured him around, and he made a video. So I Googled and it was actually right here. So we're gonna walk around. Let's see, yesterday I walked and there was a lot of people, so let's see what's happening today. This is it right here in the corner, but when we stand over there, you're gonna get the other angle and the main icon. So yesterday I think there was more people, but there's still a lot of people over here getting a shot. And this is it right here, the Friends apartment between Bedford and Grove Street. So I'll show you the front. There's a people, tourists taking pictures. Oh wow, there's a lot of people right here. So that's what we standing like in the middle of the street. So look at all the tourists over here taking pictures, even over here in the corner. It's crazy because like I said, I walked many times and I've never seen so many people coming now to take pictures. But it might be also because of the recent passing away of one of the main cast of the series, and maybe that inspired them to come over here and check out the apartment of Friends. But that's one of the tourist attractions right here in Greenwich Village. So now I'm just gonna keep walking ahead to see what else can I find. It's like every single street of this neighborhood is pretty worth it to check out. There you can see something that characterizes the neighborhood. Beautiful architecture. If you go in West 4th Street or other angles, you'll see some brownstone buildings are pretty beautiful. Like again, Bleeker Street. Like I was literally over that way, you know, you can see Bleeker Street Pizza over that way, and this is Grove Street that goes all the way in the end. And it keeps going that way, so I'm probably gonna walk a little more over here to show you guys what's going on. As you can see, tons of shops you're gonna find in the street. You know, it's a pretty active neighborhood. And in the summertime, forget it, you'll see a lot of people. And you got Christopher Street right here. I do love the architecture, and in terms of pricing of living here, I heard it's really expensive, you know, because I got people that have family members that used to live here and they tell me how the real estate has changed over here, so yeah. You got over here, look at this, pretty cool. Even in a day like this, to see people hanging out. And if you go that way, it's pretty nice too. This over here is Christopher Street. And if you go at the end, they got a couple of restaurants too that are pretty good. And then one of my favorite pizzerias is actually in this neighborhood, Village Square Pizza. Well, I see a lot of people here. I wonder if this is another pizzeria that has people jam-packed. Yeah, pretty active today, wow. Look at this. Everywhere I'm going, I'm seeing tons of people, wow. The line to get in, it must be a pizzeria, it is. And you see the line of people to get in, crazy. So I'm gonna walk it to the end to show you what's going on, then I'm gonna turn back and go to the other side and wrap up the video of this amazing neighborhood. Greenwich Village / West Village. You know, a lot happening over here. You see like another main street, Hudson Street. And if you go all the way at the end, they got the Hudson River right there. It's noisy, but another thing I wanted to show you, if you end in the West Village, is you can make it all the way to the end by the pier. The Hudson River is right there. You get the view of Jersey City and even some parts of lower Manhattan. So that's something that's really cool. So we are back in Christopher Street, making it towards 7th Avenue. You can see they got a developed bike lane. There's a pretty interesting things ahead of me, you know. They got this beautiful church right here. I think it's historical too, so. But let's see what else can we find. Over here, this area in the summer gets really busy. It's like I think it's called Five Corners intersection, you know, because a lot of streets that be merging around. So, you know, got like the cigar shop over here. Then they got a plaza over there, and then the stone wall is over that way. So maybe if I cross over here, you get a better view. And then you see the Freedom Tower at the end. That's really cool. Like like I say, if you would come here in the summertime, especially like June or July, this would be like jam-packed with people. Then ahead of me, we got the Stonewall National Monument. It's like a high community for the LGBT. This is where it all started. We got Grove Street, West 4th Street is over here. West 4th Street goes all the way towards the end. So I'm crossing the street. Show you guys what's going on over here. And if you walk around, they got even like pictures. So it's kind of like an historic district, you know, regardless of what you like or you respect for, you know, you see how it all happened. But what I like about walking around here is the terms of the architecture. Like if I show you on the other side, you'll see what I'm talking about. You see they got restaurants on the first floor, but then you see like the beautiful apartment complex going on over here. So I'll show you this one ahead. That looks like it's pretty nice, you know, I really love the brick buildings. And it seems like they renovated with some modern glass buildings. So no matter where you walk, I gotta say, you just get a lot of nice vibes, you know, a lot of cool architecture. So it's like, you'll be looking around all over. Like over here, you see a plaza, got a nice building like this, and then we got some beautiful, nice looking apartments to my right hand. So, you know, you could tell those are old buildings, but I love how they renovate it and they preserve it, you know, nice and beautiful. So you can see the apartment complex, you know, pretty beautiful. Must be nice to live around, you know, an area like this. Then ahead of me, we're back again in 6th Avenue. And this is Washington Place right here, that it would take you straight back again to Washington Square Park. So like I say, you know, I really love this neighborhood a lot. Greenwich Village, really good vibes, you know, a lot to do, has a lot to offer. And definitely, you know, if you guys come to New York, this should be on your list. One of your top lists to visit, the Greenwich Village. So you got like a main street over here. You will see the Empire State Building, but some of the buildings are blocking it. And then over this way will be the Freedom Tower. So that was the end of my video exploring this beautiful neighborhood of Greenwich Village. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, the vibes, the architecture over here. So stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all. And peace.